What is up, besties? It's your girl, the Karmic TF, back to you again with another video, and this time it has just been announced that the Taylor Swift text messages will be allowed to be released. I guarantee that Blake and Taylor are shaking in their boots, so we're going to do an update on it because I always get comments about Taylor Swift. Now, hold up, guys. Announcements for those that booked readings with me and for those that like the woo-woo. For the people that booked readings with me, there's 2 of you that booked in April that I cannot get a hold of. You did not send me your questions. The other group of you, some of you have sent me questions, but you didn't pay. So just please know, I know some people just accidentally do it, but I get 2 lists. I get the list of payments and I get the list of the readings. So if you sent a reading, but you didn't pay for it, I'm not going to give it to you, bestie. So double check and make sure that you're, putting in the payment as well. And then for the rest of you that are waiting, just remember that it's 30 business days. You don't want me doing a reading with shitty energy. And to be honest with you, I don't think I have the energy to do today's reading. But I'm going to because I'm nosy. And this is also a really good way for me to check my energy because nobody's paying for this. So if it's not my best work, it's okay. I'm still going to get good work. I'm just not going to feel well doing it, which is fine. I'm used to that. But anyway, covered that. And what other announcement? There was the readings. Do you see what I mean? I'm very foggy. We'll have a little chit chat in a little bit. Oh, also want to do a viewer shout out real quick. You guys have been amazing. First of all, someone else sent me Oreo cookies, but it was the same name. So Messiah, I don't know if you meant to send them to me twice, but I appreciate you so much. And again, if anybody wants to send me the Selena Gomez Oreo cookies from my Amazon list, please feel free. They are limited edition and they are so good. They taste like cinnamon Dunkaroos. I am in love with them. I will take as many as I can until they stop selling them. Also my hair is soaking wet and you could probably hear the fan in the background because it's like 85 degrees out and bestie, I'm just hanging on the best I can. And so also one more shout out. This one will be also a little gift to y'all too, just a small thing. So I got a gift in the mail yesterday. Sit back, relax, and enjoy from Messiah. And then, I forgot the paper, and I can't pause it. But it basically said, enjoy your gifts from Brenda. And Brenda sent me, oh my God, I'm so fucking excited about this. Look at this. Sorry, I'm just hitting shit. I suck. Lisa Frank coloring book. Look at this. This is so cool. Look at how cool. I'm so excited. Oh my God. So yeah, that. And also 8 Ball. So if any of you have a question in your mind that you want to think of right now, please clear out your mind. If you just need a yes, no, we're all going to do this together. So think of something you want to know. I'm going to shake it. Yes or no, spirit team. Yes or no. The stars say no. So some of you might be disappointed about the no. Maybe because it's almost kind of giving me the vibe of let's say you asked, should I rest today? And it says the stars say no, but you feel like you should be resting. That kind of gives me the vibe of listen to your intuition. So if some of you went, but I feel like the answer is not no, it's spirit trying to get you to trust your intuition. I don't know why, but that's coming through. So anyway, we're going to do a bestie chit chat. A little quick. So again, if you're new here, there's timestamps. You could just move on to the not exciting part of my life. That's fine. But to my besties, to my people that unfortunately are attracted to the men. I don't know about y'all. I don't know about this last full moon. I mean, if you're seeing this in the future, maybe we're just synced in that way. But this last full moon really showed me who someone was that I was still allowing in my life that should not have been in it. This person has been in my life since I was 21, 23 maybe, most. And I've known them for 10 years. I've mentioned them to you guys before. And they've hurt me time and time again. But my argument to myself was, well, they're an addict and I was an addict. And so how can I fault them for acting the way that they do when they're an addict? Well, long story short, let's call them Bob. Bob got sober. And then Bob fed me the dream again, right? Oh, God, and they love how they just really just sucker you into the bullshit, right? I've changed. I'm sober. I'm different. I think about all the missed opportunities and yada, yada, yada. And so I'm we'll see about that. And I was All right, prove it. Like, you don't know me anymore. I don't know you anymore. I've been sober for like almost 6 years. Like, we need to get to know each other. We're not doing this on just your terms. We have to meet in the middle. And guess what? They got mad that I wasn't willing to meet up with them because I know what you want. I'm not stupid. I know that you border on like sexaholic, allegedly. I'm just worried that they're going to see this. I don't even give a fuck. So anyway, when I called that person out for not respecting my boundaries, they basically said that I wanted someone up my ass 24/7 and then blocked me. And then they were in a relationship with one of the people they cheated on me with less than a month after they said that to me. So, okay. So I feel like the reason I feel the need to share this is because maybe some of you are still in your healing journey and you're releasing people and things are coming up from the past. Run with it. Allow what's coming up to come up. There's a reason on full moon you feel more emotional. Oh my God, as I cut the deck in the full moon. And ghost, exactly what happened to me. So if people are coming up for you, like, I was talking to a friend of mine, shout out Elle, if somehow you're watching this. I know you got a business of your own, girl. But we were talking about, you know, toxic exes as the Six of Cups comes out and how, you know, we feel like we should block them and we should walk away. But honestly, my ex gave me a gift by hurting me one last time because I could not make any more excuses for who that person really is. Because at first it was like, oh, well, you're an addict. You have trauma from your parents. You know what I mean? But then they got sober. They had all the opportunity in the world to make amends, to a sword's cut, and they didn't. So, and it forced me to look at things from the past that they've done to me that I never really looked at because I brushed it over to survive. So I've been hit with like 10 years worth of wounds during this full moon and after the fact because I never dealt with how they hurt me to begin with. And the best part of this, which is why I'm telling you guys to do this for yourself, if you feel something coming up for you, because this is not the first time I've released an ex in particular or like an ex-friend, when you grieve them like a death, you reach a state of detachment that you did not know was possible. So maybe this is kind of a general, if it fits for you reading type of thing. But I never thought that I would hate this person. And I'll get back to a place where I'm meh, but I always had love for them. Whereas now there's no going back. You know what I mean? I saw you for you this time. You can't blame drugs and alcohol. You can't blame your parents. You had all of the opportunity to not be a piece of shit. And you chose to be a piece of shit. 7:55 on the clock. 55, change and endings. 7 is meant to be. You know what I mean? So if there's anyone popping up for you lately, and maybe you've been very nice, you've been on the tail end of a narcissist or someone with narcissistic tendencies, allow old emotions to flow through you, bestie, because that's how you set yourself free. I have been looking at, you know, how this person, like, and some of you may have heard me talk about this, cheated on me with over 5 of my friends that I know of. People don't change overnight. A hoe's a hoe's a hoe. You know what I mean? Like, I do believe in change because I'm someone who's changed. But when someone shows you repeatedly that they don't care about you and they don't respect you and they don't love you and they really just kind of want to weaponize how kind you are, honor when something comes up for you to release because it's that much closer to getting away from them. Because honestly, like, if you had asked me a week ago, a month ago, if I ever thought that I would want to never speak to this person again, I'd be like, no, I always want to at least have a friendship or something like that. Whereas now I'm like, unless that man goes to like a rehab, does a full 180 on his personality, and is now a public speaker, the odds of me wanting to talk to this, I do want to talk to him, but I have nothing nice to say. So anyway, that was my ramble. Maybe some of you can relate. Maybe some of you are going through it. Because again, like the full moon just passed and it was like, I was thinking about shit that he did to me back when I was like 23 years old. And I was looking at it and I was like, I was 23. I was a fucking baby. And if you're in your early 20s, I'm not trying to be a dick, but your brain's not fully developed until you're 25. So just, you know, when people have hurt you, believe who they are, what they're showing you instead of what they're saying. Because people don't just change overnight. Do you change overnight? Is it that easy to change overnight? It's not, is it, bestie? It's fucking hard. So if someone's a serial cheater or a serial narcissist or a serial jealousy, envy, all of that. What makes you think they're going to change overnight? And I have a really big heart and I love unconditionally. I just can't help it. Like for me, there's no difference between friend, relationship, family. Like if I love you, I love you. You're part of me. So ironically, him hurting me one last time by calling me names because he couldn't take accountability, because I was right, because my guides were telling me, hey, he's playing you again. The one good thing about this was I knew I wasn't going to date him. I actually just wanted to be peaceful and friends and closure. And now it's like, you did give me closure. I see you now. I see who you really are, and you're actually fucking awful. You're an awful human being. And I pray to God, Three of Swords. I pray to God that you get help, but it ain't going to be me. You're not mooching off me no more. I deserve, and we all do, we deserve someone who loves us and cares about us and doesn't make our nervous system flare up. Like how many times have we had friends or family or lovers, 11:11 on my clock when I'm saying that, where it's like we knew, like you like I'll have times, for instance, where there's something I definitely don't want to do, but I feel obligated, and I'll pop an anxiety pill, and then lately I've just been like, if this is my body saying no, why am I doing it? Why am I allowing you to control what I don't and do want to do? You know what I mean? So this is going to resonate for who it needs to, but honestly, just know your needs, know your desires, know who you are, know what you want, and know that, what is it? Say it again. They're showing me a meme I posted on Facebook. Feel free to add me on Facebook, besties. Where it had a snake, and it was like, snakes don't look so scary when you put top hats on them. And it was a picture of snakes with top hats. And I wrote, and also my ex. So like, just because a snake can talk the talk doesn't mean they're not a snake. You know what I mean, besties? So yeah, I just feel I'm being drawn to my black obsidian. I feel like some of you have been called to look at people for who they really are, and it's a collective thing going on right now. So just honor that. Like, if you feel, especially if you're a people pleaser and you're feeling these feelings of like, oh my God, am I going dark? Oh my God, I'm starting to say mean things, right? Like the shit I've been saying about my ex alone with my guides is like, yeah. He caused me so much trauma, and I never dealt with that because it was like, I can fix you, I can heal you. Now it's like, you're a fucking monster. How did I not see that? It's like, whatever. So if you can relate to that, this is Spirit's message for you, that like, you're not going dark. You're allowed to be angry. You're allowed to have feelings that may be delayed because you were trying to save yourself and preserve yourself at that time, but just allow yourself the right to take your power back. And I'm also being drawn to, when you do this, people are going to sense that you're taking your power back, and they're going to want to leech on, because they're drawing me to how a lot of people from the bar scene and all that time period, now they're starting to reach out more than usual. And I'm like, what the fuck? But it's because I'm doing a really big purge of like all the people that took my worth away because I wanted them to be happy at the expense of myself. We don't deserve that. So if people come back, make sure your boundaries are strong. Make sure you know what you want. Write a list is what I'm hearing. They're showing me Virgo energy. What don't you want to attract anymore, and what do you want to attract? What is it that you give so freely to everybody else that you never get for yourself? Start to notice who actually supplies you with what you need, or are they taking without giving? You know what I mean? So I guess that was a message from Spirit. So back to the reading, besties. As always, thank you to everybody that sits through 30 seconds of ads. It's a free and easy way to support my page, and it's how I can continue to keep doing these readings. Oh, also the woo-woo. I think that was the second part. If you want woo-woo readings, bestie, I need ideas, because they keep losing in the polls, and I love the woo-woo myself, but like, I haven't really gotten any great ideas. I'm not trying to be rude, but you saying you want to see a starseed reading, that's like saying, I want to see a reading on humans. Like, there's a lot of humans, they do a lot of different shit. You know what I mean? So, for today, we will do pop culture. But, my besties, I see you. Whatever you want, let me know. Also, if you have hair like mine and you know how to style this without having to straighten it all the time, because I'm so tired of straightening my hair, I will take any hair care product advice in the comments for my wavy hair people. So anyway, let's get into it. What is going on with Taylor now that the text messages are going to have to come out? What's going on with her and Blake? What's going on with Tyler? Is that Travis? Who's Tyler? Who's Tyler? Why'd that pop out? Has anybody heard of a Tyler? I don't know. That's weird. That's suspicious. Anyway. Spirit guides, ancient ancestors, angels gently come through to help me channel accurate, concise messages. And as always, you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. If you want to be my friend on Snapchat, but I don't do anything, you know, work related there, you'll have to like message me on Facebook or Instagram to get my handle, because I don't want old people on there. And I know some old people will probably still watch my shit. So trying to get into the new bestie. All right, what do we need to know about these texts, Spirit team? All alleged and for entertainment purposes only, zero facts. What do we need to know? Also, I'm burnt out as fuck, so if you can see it on my face, I'm sorry. Well, yeah, that makes sense. Why did I just hear damning evidence? But I don't think it's damning in the way that Justin wants it to be. Justin wants to expose that there is a patriarchy. I mean, or matriarchy, or, you know, the richer can hurt the poorer. I don't really know what word would work with that, because he's rich too, I guess. But anyway. All right, Spirit, what's going on? What's going on with these texts? Honestly, I feel like some of these texts may be mildly disappointing, because I almost feel like it's going to speak to character, but I don't think it's going to be like the Yahtzee. Like, I don't think we're going to get a text where Taylor was like, yeah, or Blake was like, yeah, I'm going to use Taylor so that I can get my way, and that, like, it doesn't feel that way. It's more like girl talk, you know what I mean? You know what it reminds me of? I should have fucking sat comfortable. I'm so sorry. Uno momento, por favor, lo siento. Oh my God. I'm sorry. Once I get in the energy, I forget. Like, I don't feel comfortable sitting. Anyway, Spirit, what was I on about? Okay. You know how, especially to my women, I know mostly women watch me anyway. You know how, like, they always make these memes about, like, if a man were to go through our phone, it's fine as long as they don't go through the group chat of the girls. Like, men are looking for other men to prove shit, when in reality the juice, the tea is in the girls chat, because that's where we say our shit. It's kind of the vibe of, like, he wants to see what they were saying, but I don't think it's going to be as damning as he expects it to be. Like, I almost wonder if they, like, had a conversation along the lines of a specific... They're showing me a scene from the movie, and, like, I'm seeing Ryan writing, and then I'm seeing Taylor going thumbs up. So there might be something along the lines of, like, Taylor saying she likes something that Ryan did, or saying she would also go that route. There's something that's like, what were they talking about, Spirit? Can I get that? Because he wants to expose, this is Justin right here. He wants to expose how the rich really work. That's the vibe from this. It's like, you don't really get it. I know that I may have lost the battle, but I'll be damned if I lose the war, because the odds were against me from the beginning. And if I'm going to lose, I'm going to take everybody down swinging, because I never wanted it to be like this. I didn't want it to get this ugly. I was trying. I brought in a crisis team. I brought in I'm being drawn to, like, the intimate coach or whatever. It's like, I did everything to avoid this conflict, and you're just butthurt because you want the rights to the movie, and things got a little sexual for a minute, and your man wasn't having it, and then you guys took control, and I want people to see you for who you really are. That's the vibe. It's like, what's in the text message, Spirit? Can I get anything about that? I'm telling you, it's giving me girl talk. Because you know, I don't know why, but it's reminding me of the song Body Count. Highly recommend if you're a woman that's trying to get into her power. Where, because she goes, you don't got to tell me about your body count. I don't need to know your ex's name. Because if it just so happens that you turn around and ask me, I think you might feel some type of way. Given the vibe of, like, the things they say may not be okay. Like, maybe there's something in this about Blake shit-talking Justin. It just feels like it's going to help him prove her character and her state of mind during the movie. Wasn't, I want to work together so we can have a successful film. It was, I want to bulldoze over you. Like, that's the vibe. What's in the text? I think he also feels that somewhere in those text messages is them admitting that they wanted the rights to the film. So he is trying to get that. I don't know if he's necessarily going to get it, because I don't feel that they're dumb enough to say some shit like that. And I don't feel that Taylor would be the one. But it's almost like, will this open a can of worms? Because I almost wonder if he's feeling... I almost feel like we get the Taylor text message... Like, I'm in Justin's brain. We get the Taylor text messages. This proves my line and my theory of how she behaves, which will then make me potentially get into something else I want. So maybe he's also trying to get the texts of Ryan and Blake, but he hasn't gone that far yet because he knows that that's going to be harder. So he's starting with Taylor to prove character. You know how it's like when people will try to win a case based on circumstantial evidence, but like the Diddy trial, for instance, there's like 3 witnesses that prove the state of the character, the state of who Diddy is as a person. That's the vibe of this. It's like, I want to show people who you really are. That's the vibe. What's in the text? Is this what's in the text or what he thinks? A bit of both. A bit of both. He feels that this is going to prove that they were trying to get him out of the rights to the movie. The hangman is about, you know, removing someone. Think about it. Removing someone. And the high priestess is like an ignoring of my intuition, not being smart. 10 of Swords is mentally burnt out. And so Chariot is a moving forward. So it's like, it's either in the text messages or Justin has an inkling that this is in the text messages, but there's something about, I want Justin out. He's causing me too much mental turmoil. I feel like we'd move along better in this film if he wasn't a part of it. So that's either in the text messages or that's what Justin thinks is in the text messages. There's something here about like, it speaks to character. That's what I keep hearing. It speaks to character. Sorry, I'm like trying to get the water out of my hair. All right. How's Blake feeling about this loss? Home. I know some of you might think that I'm harder on Blake, because I know there's other tarot readers out there that like Blake. I have an issue with narcissistic tendencies and narcissistic people. I'm just going to call it as it is. And she definitely has some narcissistic traits. Whether or not it's because she's in a traumatizing relationship, it's one thing to be empathetic, but you also have to take accountability, right? This is a grown woman acting like an immature little kid. So I want to call it for what it is. She feels like Justin's an opportunist. She believes that he's trying to take down her family and her friends, and that it's a lot of projection, if I'm being honest. It's a lot of projection. How does she feel? You're going to expose me. You want to break up our marriage. This is breaking up my marriage. She's terrified. I'm telling you, I can't get it out of my head where men think they're smart by going through our phone, but really they need to be looking at the girls' chat, because this is giving me like, I almost wonder if he's aiming to get the text between her and Ryan, but this is the first token, because I feel like what he needs, unless somehow Justin Baldoni's team is watching this, the text you're looking for are between her and Ryan. There's something in that text chain that you're going to want, Justin's team, because there's something here about like, if he can get these text messages, he's going to find out this. And again, cause of character, it speaks to character. And then it's like, you're going to ruin my marriage. And if this leaks, it'll destroy me. There's something in these text messages. I also feel that she either complained about, I mean, think about how long this text chat could be. Let's figure out how far back they can go, right? So I do feel like there's been times where either, it almost feels like Blake was complaining to Taylor about Ryan as well. So she's afraid that this is going to fuck up her whole life. Like, I keep seeing J-Lo in my mind's eye, which just reminds me of someone who is like a cockroach. Like, everybody canceled her, so she just made more content, movies. Like, Blake's giving me that vibe, like, over my dead body. But there is trouble in paradise. I've been seeing that for a while with the Hierophant card in reverse and the 3 of Swords in reverse. I think Ryan's giving her hell. I think he is an asshole in person, allegedly, and for entertainment purposes only, especially with this going on. Because, honestly, I feel like he was the one that's sparked the fuse, if you know what I mean. So where's Ryan at? Internet, okay. Mint Mobile was just drawn to my, I don't know why. Trapped. trapped because of my wife. Way to take accountability, Ryan. Jesus. Ryan's a little scared, but not so much. This guy's got one hell of an ego, too, and I think this is why Blake succumbs to him, because, again, with that narcissistic tendency, those traits. I know people are like, don't say the word narcissist. All right, fine. Maybe there's not a bajillion narcissists out there, but this world is riddled with people with narcissistic traits. And I'm seeing a theme here. And Ryan's just kind of like, I'm just going to continue playing my part. And I think this is why I was drawn Mint Mobile, because I keep seeing his commercials. I think he's just like, let my wife fall. Maybe this is how I get out. This feels like the type of dude who will watch Blake fall and then be like, I didn't even know who I was married to. I'm a bow out now. Like, and he was the one who started it, allegedly. Because that Knight of Wands in reverse next to the Empress card, which is her, is like, I was just trying to fuck around and have fun anyway. So, like, if she goes down, I'll sell her out. Like, what? Because he's like, whatever it takes to get everything I want. I don't care. I don't care. If I have to play like I didn't know on the internet. Notice how she's like blindfolded while she's chained up. So it's like, oh, I was tied to her. I didn't see, I didn't know that it was that bad. Like, I just be focused on my business. Like, and I'm telling you guys, I swear, if you guys want me to do a separate reading on this, because I haven't really specifically honed in on this, but it's come out in at least 3 of these fucking It Ends With Us readings. They had a moment. I think Blake was physically attracted to Justin. She was sexually drawn to Justin. And you have to understand, I don't feel like she gets emotional validation from her husband damn near ever. I think he's very controlling. I think he withholds love. I think that's just who he is. And I think Taylor has mentioned this to her and she just doesn't want to hear it, because it's like, I love him. So when you're delusional about love, been there, wrote the book, you're going to ignore all the red flags. And she has. So he's just like, this relationship works for me, but if I got to throw her away, I can just get something else. I'm Ryan Reynolds. Like, douche. How's their marriage right now? What did I... All work, no play makes Jack a dull boy. I just heard that. I don't even fucking... All work, no play makes Jack a dull boy. I feel like their relationship's been work more than it's been love for like years, decades. I don't know how long they've been together, but for a long time. Yeah, look at that. 3 of Cups with the skeletons on the 3 of Cups. That's their marriage. Who's stepping out? I feel like it's Ryan. You know, yeah, that makes sense actually. Because it's always the cheater that suspects, right? Like when you're doing dirt, you assume others are doing dirt. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting from Justin, not Justin. See what I mean? See? Ryan. So their relationship, they're both walking on eggshells because they know it's only a matter of time. They're both very invested in the media and what that's saying. I think they're watching it like a hawk to make sure that they can pay off who they need to and make sure that their work stays intact. Right now, they're just worried about keeping their finances in order. It reminds me a lot of when we do these Diddy readings and I see couples trying to focus on the assets. Like, okay, let's make sure that the kids are safe if all else fails. Like, that's the vibe that I'm kind of getting. Because notice how the little dog's there, but it's still happy. So I do think that one thing I will say out of all of this bad, they do care about, like, what's going to happen to the children, right? So I think right now they're more focused on, let's try to hang back for a little bit. Let's not really put ourselves on full public display. Let's hope that they find new media and move on from us. And I do think, I'm sorry, I gotta say it, I feel like it's Ryan, but I could be wrong. It could be just like their team or whatever. But there are definitely people paying to push down stories with that 2 of Pentacles. I'm seeing people watching the headlines coming out and then like tipping off like Daily Mail or something like that to do another story where it's like, we caught Blake Lively out at a restaurant, dressed beautiful, hanging out with her girls, to like push down Justin Baldoni related stuff. Like, that's the vibe. So honestly, I feel nothing in the relationship other than damage control. That's it. Just damage control. And again, like I said, I feel like we're going to be seeing blind items about their marriage and their relationship not being all it's cracked up to be. And as I'm saying that, my energy's getting uncomfortable again. So I do think there's going to be more leaks. I don't know that it's necessarily coming from Justin's team. What it feels like, and I know y'all are going to be like, oh, it's because you're pro Justin. You know what? Y'all get mad at me all the time for not having an opinion. I am pro Justin. How do you like that? I am. I'm sorry. Every time I read these cards, I see someone who was really passionate about a project that meant near and dear to his heart, and a couple of rich people got fucking angry and took it from him. That's what I see. So yeah, sorry. But that being said, they're making money moves. Push down that story. Make sure Justin doesn't look... It's just, I keep hearing good press, good press, good press. And then also Ryan trying to hide. Like, I'm seeing the John Cena, you can't see me. I'm seeing that in my mind's eye. Like, he really just doesn't want to be... Bro. It says a lot when he's barely even saying anything to stand up for his wife. Like, he's just doing his Mint Mobile commercials. And the one thing I will say, because I know we did the reading on Is Ryan a Sociopath? Check that out. But if you ever want to know who Ryan is, like, on his day-to-day, like, his character, watch a Mint Mobile commercial where he's got that monotone, like, that's his personality. Every time I tap into him, it feels exactly like his commercials. That little quirky, like, oh, I'm just very monotone and boring. No, that's him. That's his personality. It's who he is. How's Justin feeling about this win? Gotcha, bitch. That's what I just heard. You may, again, this is like, you may have won the battle, but you're not going to win the war. He really believes that getting these text messages is going to prove their character and how he was trying to be good. There's something else here. He has a curiosity because he feels it. He has an inkling that Blake was into him. With that fuckboy energy right there. I think he's curious because, again, he would use this to his defense. I think he thinks... That's confusing. They don't know, we know, they know, we know. If you've seen Friends. He feels there could be some potential text messages because of girl talk. That makes sense. You wouldn't get that in the boyfriend wouldn't see the girl talk text. He thinks somewhere in that text will be evidence that Blake was into him. I don't know for sure if that's going to be in there. I don't feel like Blake's dumb enough to do that. And it feels like she's so whipped by Ryan that I don't think she would. But he does believe that she was into him and that she was bitter. And I would agree with that. How's Justin feeling? You thought it was over. That's what I just heard. You thought it was over. Yeah, I'm gonna expose you for the shady shit you do with that Seven of Swords in the reverse. This, I told you, this man's not giving up. This is his life. This is his career. I just see him being like, I'm not giving up. This is going to be a war because you fucked with something that mattered to me. Think of like someone you love more than anyone in the world, and think of how like you jump for them, right? Like someone hurts their feelings and you're like, ugh. That's Justin with this. This was his passion project. You stole it from me. You destroyed it. And it's like, with the Ace of Cups, he really feels like it's going to prove that Blake was into him. Look at this. Look at that. What did I said that before I dropped this card. Look at this girl on the Ace of Cups. That's all goo goo gaga with the hearts for this fuckboy. I think he feels that she was into him. I'm telling you, girls, you know, the dirt is in the group chat. It's in the girls' chat. You ain't going to... good thing mostly men don't watch my page because we'd be out in our secrets, but we don't move like men. We tell our girlfriends. We don't text other dudes on IG and shit. So, Justin, this is confusing. Justin feels that he's going to get a lot of proof about Blake having feelings for him to some capacity or admitting that she was into it. That's kind of the vibe. Because I'm being drawn to like the Diddy case, but more along the lines of like, you know how they're trying to go for the whole, you wanted it, you like the BDSM, you're just mad and you want the money now. That's kind of the vibe from Justin, but not in a toxic way. It's more like, you liked me, you didn't want to admit to it, and so you put me through hell and high water because your man was on set. Like, he really feels like he's going to win this one because he thinks that Again, even if, because it just reminds me so much of Johnny Depp and Amber Heard trial. I do think there's going to be a back and forth when it comes to the trials. I do think they're both going to fight their sides. And I do see a judge just eye rolling like, this is so childish. I think we all feel that way. And so I think they might both win a little bit of something to shut them up. That's kind of the vibe. Like, they'll both win a little bit, but they both lose at the end, because think about it. But I really feel like these texts are going to prove that Justin wasn't lying. Did I ask how Blake is feeling about the text release? What is Blake, so why is Blake so worried about the text release? Come on. Come on. There's something about the marriage in those text messages and her crush on Justin. I'm sorry, I really do. And listen, like, we need, as women, we need to care about facts, because if we have women lying about #MeToo, as someone who can genuinely say they're in the Me Too, that sets us back. We're already not believed, and you got someone weaponizing a Me Too movement. So this is Justin's, like, Yahtzee card, because I feel like these texts are going to prove that she didn't feel unsafe or uncomfortable. I think that she went to Taylor and had girl talk. That's probably what girl talk kept playing in my head, because what do we say when we're girls? Like, oh, that guy was so hot. Oh, my God. Like, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? So I do think there's shame about how she talks about her family that's in the text messages, other people that she could be drawn to if she were to let go of a family that holds her back in life. I wish I could just do a Zoom where it's like, you know what I mean? All right, so what's going to be the outcome of the text messages being put out? This gives me the vibe of like being exposed, like Blake being exposed for thinking that she's hot shit. Because notice her on her pedestal. And business deals. I think, again, I think he feels like, and I think he might be right to this one, I think there's something about obligations, word of mouth agreements, maybe. Like, there could be a text where it's like, Taylor, I want you to come watch, because didn't she show up or something at one point? She was on the set. I want you to come. I need your opinion. But the problem is, I think Justin feels like Taylor was complicit, when I feel like Taylor didn't know the whole story. And I think that's why Taylor's been so hands off. I forget, I've covered this a million times. I have a whole playlist for it now. Go check them out. Binge it on a day you're going through something. All you, bud. But Blake makes calculated moves. That's the text, okay. Self-sabotage. 2 of Cups. There's going to be a lot about, like, the relationship not being good. Being attracted to Justin. My thing is, I don't know if they're all going to be coming out or if it's going to be leaked. I can't, it feels very up in the air right now because he doesn't have the text messages yet. As I'm putting this out, I feel like they were just subpoenaed. I saw it was like an hour ago from the moment that I'm filming this, and it is, my clock is fast, so I'm trying to do math. Hold on. 11:30? 11:30? I have it 3 hours set so that I go to bed at a reasonable hour. I'm weird, I know. All right. What's going on? How's Taylor feeling about all this? What do we need to know about Taylor in the text? There she is. She's mad. Big mad. Big fucking mad. How dare you drag me into your drama? You know better. I don't like this shit. I got enough shit on my plate. Blake, what the fuck? Like, that's the vibe. Oh, there's, look at this. Taylor and Blake. Blake's a Virgo. Taylor's a Sag. That's not fair. I'm going to tell you one thing. If it's Blake or her career, bye Blake. I mean, I'm pretty sure she bye Blaked a little while ago, but she's just, you know, sort of still. Like, I think she, here's, if you listen to my ramble at the beginning, kind of reminds me of this. When you have had a connection with someone for so long and you care about them and they start to become your family, if you don't have great boundaries, you might push shit under the rug that you knew you shouldn't have been pushing under the rug. And I just see Taylor being like, I knew this was going to be a problem. And the fact that you made it a legal one for me means that I'm going to do whatever I have to do to keep myself safe. And if that means I have to fuck you over, Blake, it's kind of giving me the vibe of like, if you punch me in the face, what do you expect me to do? I'm going to punch back. Like, that's Taylor's vibe. She's also pissed at Ryan because this is a counterpart, so that's a couple. Yeah, right there. That's Ryan, King of Cups. You know what's so funny is I'm hearing her song. What is it? Bad blood. No, we got bad blood. I don't really listen to her like that, so bear with me. How's Taylor feeling? This is giving me like, if you just fucking left your loser piece of shit husband, he manipulates everything you do. All you want to do is win him over with that 6 of Wands here. You're never going to make him happy. There's always going to be another bitch. There's always going to be someone that's better than you. There's always going to be, why can't you just focus on the things that matter? Taylor, this is a little hypocritical coming from you, girl, but okay. I mean, we tend to see the things that we're missing within ourselves. So I think Taylor might be seeing herself a little bit in this. But she's like, how do you not see that Ryan's trying to make money off of your back? That he doesn't care if it fucks you over in the process. He doesn't love you. Like, that's Taylor's mindset. It's like this guy is devoid of emotion. That's how she feels. He only cares about success. He only cares about his public opinion, a public image. And I see Taylor being like, if he gave a fuck about you, how are we this far into this issue, but he hasn't had your back? He hasn't been speaking out for you. He hasn't been going, this is an injustice. You respect my wife. She's like, you really don't see it? All right, then fall on your fucking sword. Like, Taylor's just like, you're not going to make me go down because you can't see that your man's a loser. Like, that's the vibe. But Taylor, girl. Hey, pot, it's kettle. You're black. Like, you know what I mean? Let me look at Taylor a little bit more. Look at how we got counterparts again. So we have king and queen, king and queen. So it's like he depletes you emotionally. He fucks up your business deals. He gets involved in your business deals. And you honestly think that Justin's the next problem? You honestly think that everybody's the problem but you and your bad choices? I feel like I just heard you put yourself in this mess, you can get your fucking self out of it. That's what I just heard. Taylor's, if she's got to throw Blake to the wolves, she will. She will. Anger. She's pissed. Taylor's also worried about her public image because it's like, well, what did I say? Taylor is very neurotic about her own public image, period. Does she have any Virgo placements or Mercury-dominated placements, Gemini, or is her, the house that rules Mercury, is there a lot of planets in there? Because I feel like Taylor is always in her head, which ends up hurting her. But I think she's worried about what she's said, too. Because it's like, you know, when you don't think about your text coming out like that. I am a person where it's like, I'm too in the public now. I won't write nothing that I can't stand 10 toes down if it were to be leaked. That is just how I move nowadays. So if someone even pisses me off, I go, there's over 8,000 people that follow me. There are 50,000 people that follow me on TikTok. Would I be okay with this going viral? All right, then maybe I need to get it together. And I feel like Taylor has not learned that lesson where it's like when you're angry or when you're emotional, maybe now's not the time to say that thing. Maybe like take some time to yourself, reevaluate before you go guns blazing. Because I feel like they had girl talk. And she's terrified of some of the things that she said. Because again, character is what I keep hearing. I don't know if Justin believes he's gonna win. I think he feels like he's going to win public opinion. You know how Johnny Depp sort of lost because he was also complicit, but he did start to make a comeback because it was like, I'm still showing who your character is. And then he just kind of like slowly came back. I feel like Justin's trying to repeat that cycle where it's like, all right, fine. I may not win everything, but by the time I'm done with you, no one's going to question why we're here today. Like, I really like Justin. I'm sorry. I know he's got some fuckboy energy, and I'm sure he's not perfect. But considering the celebrities we cover, he's way more down to earth than the rest of them. Honestly, I would say he's in line with Selena Gomez. When I read her, she feels like a pretty normal person, which is funny because she's like super famous, but girl next door. Justin's kind of the same, where, yeah, he could be a fuckboy, kind of, but he really just cares about the craft. You know what it reminds me of? When Nicki Minaj got in that, like, TikTok live beef with another girl rapper. It was either like Cardi or Meg or I don't remember who, but it was like she's pissed because she feels like they're not appreciating the craft. Like that's how Nicki acts because she like was there when no one else was. That's kind of the vibe from Justin where he's like, I appreciate the craft. I appreciate what I'm doing. It's giving me like Taylor's ex that left her because he was famous, but he didn't want to be in the spotlight. The guy she couldn't get over. I can't remember his name. Joe Alwyn. Thank you, Spirit. Anyway, Taylor, please. She feels really fucked over by Blake, and I think that's why she don't really care. Because it's like, you manipulated me. You brought me into a situation, and you didn't give me the full story. So again, I don't think Justin's necessarily going after Taylor. I feel like this is a power move to show character. And again, I've told you this, and I believe that Aphrodite picked up on this. I don't know if any other tarot readers. I don't watch tarot readers that much besides pick a cards because I got too much shit to do. But there's something here about there's people that work for Justin or are adjacent. You guys mentioned Scooter Braun. There's someone who wants to take Taylor down, so it feels like two birds, one stone. That's what it's like. So you got Justin, who's like, I want these texts because it's going to show that Blake's manipulative. She wanted my movies. She was into me. She was shit talking to Taylor. She was always the one that was really in control. But then I see something in the far out, and they're cloaked people. It could be Scooter, but it's someone like that who's got beef with Taylor, and it's like, take them all down. Hurt Taylor. It reminds me of like a narcissist that's trying to get Taylor alone, you know, like, remove everyone around her type of vibe. There's someone gunning for Taylor. I wonder if it's Scooter Braun, because it would make the most sense. Because there's someone that's like, all right, well, I want to go that route so that we can help Justin win. But again, I just keep hearing two birds, one stone. I don't know. Just out of curiosity, real quick. Spirit Team Scooter? Just, is there anything? Scooter Braun? New beginning. Trying to be vulnerable. Could it be Scooter? Because that's Justin. And this is reminding me of how he was on a podcast of someone I actually watch. But, you know, sometimes you gotta get an interview from shitty people too. Where he's trying to revamp his image and show, like, I'm really not the bad guy and this is just business. Like, that's the vibe. Elaborate, please. Did he get canceled? Did Scooter get canceled? Because he's trying to make power moves to get more people back in his pocket. Didn't he teach Justin or help Justin, whatever I don't even know what Scooter does. I don't know what he does. I just remember he was fighting with Taylor for the rights to her music. But he might be one of them. There's someone going after Taylor and her friends. And I think Scooter's one of them. Because this is like, I want to play the vulnerable role. I want people to hear my side of the story. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, and I know a lot of you are going to scream at me in the comments. That's fine. But if you made it this far, maybe you're open to a different perception. Sometimes there is no bad guy and good guy. Sometimes it's two unevolved people doing fuck shit. And sometimes they're both wrong. One's just more wrong than the other. I feel like we could see that with the Blake and Justin shit. But I feel like there's parts of Scooter, I'm not saying all of him, calm it down, but there are parts of Scooter where, while I don't think he was the greatest guy, I do see him being like, yeah, I'm hearing what's good for the goose is what's good for the gander. So it's like, I don't technically want to fuck y'all over because when you win, I win. I'm just greedy, so I want more. So he is trying to make a re-entrance into the scene by being on a podcast and stuff like that. And I do think he's one of quite a few people trying to take Taylor and all her friends down because he's got a grudge. He holds a grudge. Does he have any Taurus placements or Virgo Earth placements? Because I cannot stop hearing the song Bad Blood. And with that Emperor in reverse, it may not even be Scooter. It could be someone higher than him with that Emperor. But the fact that I asked about Scooter, hear me out. The fact that I asked about Scooter when I zoned in on that, and now you have Justin and Ryan in the same line with an Emperor in between them. That feels like this is probably Scooter, allegedly, or someone just like him. Because this is like, turn people against each other. Think about it, right? What is a narcissist so good for? They act all calm, cool, collected, right? And you spiral because they warp your reality. And then you act out and then they go, ha, see, they're crazy. I told you. That's the same vibe. Like pinning, like fueling the beef between Justin and Ryan so that he could have his hands behind his back and go, see, I didn't hurt Taylor. I didn't fuck over anybody. I think he's got a grudge because Taylor won. If it's not him, then it's someone like adjacent, whose name I just don't know. Maybe it's Jay. Sent. I don't know. But there's definitely someone in the background pulling the strings between Justin and Ryan. And it's someone who's in the industry, but not the face of it. Someone who's got a lot of money, that wants to make more money and knows that this this fallout's going to benefit them somehow. So if it's not Scooter, it's someone just like him. But whoever they are, they're very smart because it's like pin them against each other and they'll never go after me. Oh, there's so much moving parts going on with this. I'm interested to see what's going to happen because isn't Justin like going after this again at the end of June or something? So let's see if we can get anything to end this. I know he's supposed to refile in June or something like that. Spirit, y'all know what I'm talking about. What can we get from that? And then we'll wrap it up because I always go through the deck. I can't help it. So if you want to book a private reading with me ever, this is the effort I put in. This is, yeah. I just can't help it. I'm interested. What's going to happen for Justin? Come the end of June, whatever's going on. Not giving up. Why is ousted? Delays. Again, remember how I keep saying that I keep seeing ping pong where it's like, or Uno, where it's like, you have one card left. I got one card left, and I'm like, Uno. And then the person goes, haha, bitch. Wild card, draw 4, reverse back to you. Like, that's the vibe. I think it's going to keep going like this. Blake and Ryan have more moves up their sleeve that they're probably going to try. They're going to push the Me Too fucking movement. And that just, listen, that makes me angry. I'm someone who's genuinely been Me Too'd. This girl got mad, and so she used it for her advantage. That should piss you off, especially if you're someone that has had that happen to them. What's going to be the outcome for Justin? He's going to lose so much money, but he's just not giving up. It's his morals. That's the thing. He might be blacklisted for a while. He might need to have to do, he might have to restructure his image. This kind of reminds me of, like, allegedly, because it's wiped from the internet. I can't find it anymore. If you guys can, please send me a link. But it reminds me of how there was rumors that Tom Hanks was doing things with people who could be around, like, this age. And then he, like, I think he moved, right, to, like, Greece or something. And then a couple years later, he's back on the scene. So I almost wonder if Justin's going to, like, play low-key for a while until this blows over. And then, like, maybe, like, re-enter with, like, an indie film or something. Because I just see a lot of people in the industry being like, look, we know you're a good actor. We know you got a lot of potential. We know you got a huge fan base. But until this shit gets resolved, you're not really worth the risk. So he's going to have to find people that are willing to take a chance on him, because a lot of people are too afraid of, if he loses this, we know that Ryan is bitter and Scorpio and the unevolved energy, come on, they're going to lash back out, right? In a methodical way too, which is scary. But there's a lot of people that would love to put Justin in a film, a movie. A lot of people that are like, well, he's being talked about right now, but they are too afraid because they've weaponized the Me Too movement, and we have an era where we have to believe women no matter what. And if we go that route, guys, that's not going to get us anywhere in life. This is like, for instance, because this is how I see them moving, so I want to like make it make sense for you. This is how their team's moving. If we want men to take accountability for how they behave, calling them the devil and evil and a piece of shit and blacklisting men, that's not going to make them open to going, what do I have to fix within me to be what you need? Or what do I have to fix within me to hold myself accountable, to be a good man? If we attack, they're going to attack back. It's just natural instinct, right? So companies feel like Justin's worth investing in, but because of the state of the world right now, going, if you don't believe a Me Too victim, we're canceling you. They don't want to get in that. They don't want that heat, is the vibe. So I don't think Justin will be blacklisted forever, but I do think right now things that he could have got, he's not getting, and he's thinking about a revamp of his image, and he's going to have to slow down for a while because with that Hermit card in reverse, he's blacklisted. They already did it just by the Me Too movement weaponization alone. So I do think we're going to get a revamp from Justin, and I do think he will eventually get his career back on track, but I wouldn't be shocked if he's in debt for a while, or if he's a little broke for a while, because the death card, especially with student loans, it reminds me of debt. So again, Justin's not going to win the battles, but he will win the war. It just reminds me so much, like, do you hear about Amber Heard anymore? No, right? And I think Johnny Depp just came back. So it's like, it's going to be something similar to that. In terms of like Blake and Ryan, Spirit, what is the future for Blake and Ryan? I ran out of cards. Ryan, I think, is going to be fine. Ironically, he's just too famous. Blake might try to like play low key for a little while, but she's too much. I want to be in the spotlight. I think Blake's just going to be getting shit for a very, very long time until people eventually move on, because they want her gone. Eat the Rich in full effect. If you guys didn't watch my Eat the Rich psychic reading, watch it. It's really good. I told y'all this was coming. People don't care anymore. Because I just see people being like, especially with that dumpster card there, it's like, how do you expect me to care about your rich people problems when student loans are now being reactivated? How do you expect me to care when the price of living is going up and I don't know if I can afford to eat next week? And you want me to be upset over some sort of harassment that you think you went through? Like, that's the people right now. It's like, there's wars in Israel and Iran, and you want me to care because your feelings were hurt? Suck it up, buttercup. Like, that's really, American people are just not having it. A lot of American people, they see themselves in Justin, because it's like, oh, look, rich people taking advantage of the fact that they're fucking rich. You know what I mean? So even if Blake were to win some lawsuits or civil suits or whatever, most normal people, they already canceled her. But she's not going to be canceled forever. Her and Ryan are going to pick it back up. But I think people with strong morale that are like, no, you're bad, I'm not going to support you. I think, people like myself that never watched It Ends With Us because y'all tainted it. So I think I might probably read the book instead. But they're all just kind of, they're all just going to kind of disappear a little bit, pop back up, feel it. You know how Ariana Grande disappeared for a while and then she came back and then it was really, really met with backlash and then she kind of disappeared again? It's kind of giving me that energy. They're all going to kind of test the waters. Justin, unfortunately, has the most to lose, though, because I do feel like he's been blacklisted. People are too afraid to work with him. I just keep seeing Me Too, and then I see people being like, until you figure that shit out. Like, I feel like he's had conversations with directors where they're like, listen, when the time's right, when everything's blown over, I would love to work with you. But right now, even though I can see that most people are on your side, it wouldn't be worth it to me. Because the Blake connects and the Ryan connects, people are terrified. They don't want to work. They want to wait until this brush is over. But when I tell you that there's a lot of people in the industry that are on Team Justin, and not at all Team Blake and Ryan. They're just too terrified to go against them. That's kind of the overarching theme. They're too powerful. Look at what Diddy got away with for decades. When you're powerful, you can do shit like that. This is just a different version of power abuse. Back deck, money. Money, ego. What did I ask? What was the beginning of this? I asked about, Spirit, tap me back in. I'm having a moment. What? Okay. Everybody's shutting up right now because they're terrified of losing their money, especially Ryan. Ryan's being strategic. Blake is afraid of her public image. This is why she's going so hard. She can't put two and two together. This is like a common theme in the industry. I don't think they know how to take accountability. They're all victims, no matter what. Even if they did wrong, they're all victims. Look at Diddy, just sitting there in the courtroom like, whatever, you wanted it. Like, when you're rich and you're never met with consequences, why would you think that they'd suddenly come? This is why big highs with these people and then big falls, right? Justin Bieber doing amazing, right? Shit happened to him. Big fall. You see what I'm saying? All of them. Like, I don't have to list everybody, right? But what they all have in common, they're all stressed out. They all want to speak their truth. They all want to be in the spotlight, and they're all worried about their money. The irony in this is they all want to move on, but because of all the grudge holding and the fact that Justin will not allow Blake to win without destroying her reputation. But it's not like I want to destroy your reputation because, no, it's you destroyed mine because you were butthurt. So I'm not destroying your reputation. I'm just going to show people the side of you that you don't show anybody else. The side of you that I had to deal with while everybody else thinks that you're this Miss Prissy with your florals. And in reality, you're actually just a manipulative bitch. Like, that's what I hear from Justin. It's like, you hate the word no, and so you're taking it out on me. And so, okay, if you want to play dirty, as much as I tried to avoid this, it takes two to tango, baby, so let's tango. Arriba! That's the vibe. So, this is nowhere near over. I think Justin is coming back. It feels like Justin's... You know what it reminds me of? If you've ever played Mario, and you, the video game Mario Brothers, and you hit that, what's it called? The mushroom, and then, like, you boomerang up, and then you have more power, and you can fight back. It feels like Justin will have a comeback, where it's like, see, I told you so. See, she was manipulative. See, she was lying. Like, I just feel like he's going to have a lot of I told you so moments, where, again, he didn't win the battle, but he's going to win the war. Even if he doesn't win these lawsuits, look at how difficult this deck is being with me. It's like, this is going to be difficult. It's going to continue to be messy. Nobody's given up. Nobody will meet anybody in the middle. And so they're all just going to try and do what they can. The problem is, what Blake and Ryan don't realize is they've been in this game for so long that there's so much dirt on them. And there are people that if Justin's team is doing the work, and I feel like they are, there are people that would be grateful to leak some shit. And I think that's why we're now seeing a lot of blind items regarding them more than ever, because it's not, and I think this is where everything went haywire. You know how they thought that, like, Kirsty was part of Justin's team to hurt Blake? What really happened was there was a lot of fucking people, and we keep seeing this in the industry, that were sick of their power. And so it was like, okay, well, I can't take the bad guy down, Diddy, all of them, right? I can't, but I can jump on the bandwagon because when there's a group of us, we're more powerful in numbers. So you're going to see people that have had issues with Blake and Ryan for fucking years that are just going to leak shit or admit shit, or they're going to, like, I almost see people that are too afraid to say anything that'll be like talking to either press or people who talk to their press, like agents, going like, you guys should re-release that interview where you could tell that Blake was doing this and that I didn't like her. Like, I'm being drawn to that girl that she was in a movie with. What's her name? Anna Kendrick? Am I getting that right? She's like really girl next door, but she's been doing interviews for something that she did with Blake after It Ends With Us. And you could tell in the body language that she's not very much a fan. It's like, start to read people because they'll show you whose team they're on. It's not really Blake's. They're just too afraid of what would happen if they didn't side with them. Because look what's happening to Justin. If they could do it to Justin, they know it could happen to anyone else. So they're not willing to take that risk. So yeah, besties, I think I'm going to leave it here. thekarmicdf.com if you want to book a private reading with me. What have you guys heard? What do you guys know? What do you think? Are you Team Blake? And if so, I'd love to hear your opinion as to why. I'm still open. I'm not fixed in anything. You know what I mean? But I just see Ryan just like he's like, in my mind, he's like this. So Mint Mobile has a new, you know what I mean? Like that's Ryan's energy. He don't give a fuck. He's not worried about it. He's like, they're not going to come after me. I'll just let Blake take the fall. No big deal. Although I think Ryan was part of the ringleader in all of this. And it all stems from greed. They wanted the rights to his movie. It's ridiculous. So yeah, besties, if you haven't already, please subscribe. We'd love to have you here. Comment down below what you've heard, what you know, all of that good. And yeah, you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok if it's not banned. Share this with your friends if you enjoyed it. But I'm going to leave it here, besties. I hope that you have a wonderful day. And thank you guys so much for watching. Peace.